United donning their blue change strip, and so much resting on the broad shoulders of Bruno Fernandes. And the rich gifts of Nico Williams, they hope the majority here will come to the fore in the next 90 minutes. Well, it's hard to believe, glorious spring weather today in this fair city. The first time United came here in their first foray into European football in the quarter-finals. The match was played in a snowstorm, and Athletic won by 5-3. United managing to overturn that deficit at Old Trafford. What a sight it is. They've had to extend the roof since it was originally built. The original did not have quite enough coverage from the rain that often falls in these parts. Well, no doubt that this is a real pressure occasion for Athletic Club, the prospect of hosting a European final and playing in it at the same time. Well, for Manchester United, as we were saying throughout their quarter-final against Lyon, their season comes down to this. On the glorious San Mamés stage, revamped, totally rebuilt, but it has kept its soul. And it's quite a prospect for Manchester United tonight, Michael Brown.
Yes, it's a big opportunity for them. What a stadium to play in. You've seen the support there. It's a player walking out with that behind you, it's certainly uplifting. But can Manchester United uplift themselves? Been very inconsistent, we know, all season. And they're going to be put under a lot of pressure, turned around and pressed. Can they cope with it?
Losing out. There's Marouane Sanadi. Berenguer operating just behind him. He's a versatile player, can play off the side as well. And Ruiz de Galarreta getting involved, and now Marouane Sanadi, Berenguer. Picked up here by Jaregiza. Hoyland nipping in well. Mazraoui. Athletic looking to pen them in early. And Nico Williams with his first foray and a safety first approach from Dorgu.
I think that's what you want, isn't it? An attacking option, someone driving to the line, putting pressure, psychological edge at the start of games. Really positive if he just pushes it, runs and then just flicks the ball across with good delivery. Manchester United on the back foot very quickly in the game.
The effort bouncing all the way from Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta. Andre Onana, quite a contrast in emotion between first and second leg in the quarter-final. Ultimately, his errors, or certainly error in Lyon, were not costly. But again, under microscopic scrutiny tonight. Loose ball there, which Nico Williams is so quick to pick up on. It's the old head of De Marcos, if he'll forgive me. Marouane Sanadi will get it back. Pressure, and that's something that United are certainly going to have to live with. And Fernandes, free kick there, the challenge for Berenguer.
Well, that's what they're going to do, isn't it? Not give you a minute, try and put the pressure on, keep the tempo, the atmosphere. It's so important to try and set the tone for the whole game. The experience the manager has, we know. Manchester United composed. Can they get into better areas?
Hoyland making his first real inroad for United. It's Casemiro. Well, over 100 European games, but in an attacking sense, he won't have had a greater influence in too many more than that second leg against Lyon. Garnacho name-checked as a real vital cog in the wheel by Ruben Amorim in his pre-match interview with our colleagues from the British broadcasters. It's got to be a good outlet for them. Bruno Fernandes with a neat contribution, and Garnacho may be in here. He's through the challenge and takes the chance, but the flag up. And United joy cut short.
It's one of those, it's a flick around the corner, good pressure from Manchester United. Let's get another look along the line. He goes very, very quickly. He gets a little bit of luck. Excellent finish, managed to stay upright, but the flag straight away goes up against him.
Just the additional scrutiny in the video booth, it certainly looked from that evidence that the on-field decision by Espineskos was correct. Espineskos and his team, but the check continues. And in a high-stakes encounter like a semi-final, it must be thorough. And as we suspected, it remains 0-0.
See, I know it takes a lot of time, more than we want really, but we come to the right outcome at this stage of the game. It is important, we all understand that. I don't mind that it takes a touch extra time to get to the decision. We did look and see if that was going to be the case. We pretty much called it, but double checked and made sure they got it exactly right.
Harry Maguire searching for the precise blade of grass to take this free kick as well. Well, it's all part of it, however frustrated they might get. Make their frustration heard. It's historically been something of a different football culture in this particular part of Spain. Very, as many clubs are, influenced by the English game. Aransanadi finding Berenguer, will go himself, and Onana had to be in the wide awake club.
And that's the point as well, you're looking straight away, the pressure's coming, you can't get out of your feet, the press is really quick, and he takes it on, doesn't he, Berenguer? A great strike, comfortable in the end, down to the right-hand side. Fernandes sprawling, he felt he was fouled. A couple of things working against Berenguer, the slip and on his weaker foot. Potential here, and Berchis able to meet it and head wide. We got caught a little bit there, Manchester United, good delivery, and it just swings, first contact. To be better, to be cleaner, but Manchester United don't make it.
Onana enjoying the plaudits. Pressure on Danny Vivian. Flicked on by Iñaki Williams, the older of the two brothers. Parents crossed the Sahara on foot to reach Spain and search for a better life for their boys. They're both certainly enjoying life in the club they call home. Fernandes, that's a gorgeous ball. Garnacho has an opportunity, Højlund busting a gut to get there in the middle. Garnacho well enough marshalled initially. Mazraoui. And Tidied up eventually by Yuri Bershish, the boy born in the Basque Country to an Algerian father. Well, they've had the ball in the net, and there certainly appears to be a bit of potential involving Garnacho in particular.
I think that's the point as well. Bruno Fernandes dropping in, and then straight away the outlets there for Garnacho wherever possible. They do seem to be the key, don't they? Just make things happen. You've got a lovely playmaking, someone with pace, someone will run in wider positions.
Nana able to field it, briefly inconvenienced by Maran Sanadi, who was signed in the winter window. Fellow Basque club Alaves.
This on build-up now. Can you play over it at times? Hoyland could be an outball. I just think they're inviting a little bit of pressure. If they're not comfortable, they're not good enough on it. You can see it here.
Sometimes there just is no way out, but they're led off somewhat by a heavy touch from Nico Williams. And ultimately, Danny Vivian has to come in with real determination. Oh, and Sanadi. Berenguer's cross! Oh, and over the top by Iñaki Williams. But a really good opportunity there.
Again, the build-up, great play, delivery, excellent. You see him break the line there in between the two defenders. At that point, you've got to block him, you've got to make sure you don't get that run, but when the quality's there like that, the ball's so inviting, it's just a little head down. You're taught as a youngster, can you head it down? He doesn't really have that sort of position to nudge it. He tries to just use it and flick it far corner. He gets it all wrong.
Samiro trying to master a difficult ball. Dorgu well advanced and involved. This music to the Manchester ears tonight. Already had one successful trip to the Basque Country, but to Dorgu's great relief, he's going to be awarded a free kick there because could have put United in considerable trouble.
If we have a look. Wasn't a great deal of contact. Just getting a look at that ball. It's so good. He's got to do better. That's a big, big miss.
Any hint of a loose ball and they're onto it. And DeMarcos was fouled in the end there. They're on with it swiftly too. Iñaki Williams, DeMarcos, Nico Williams. Tenacious play by Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta, but he's out-muscled in the end.
Good battle in the middle, isn't it? Physicality straight away. They're going to press. They're going to try and compete. Marte, he'll take that role on as well. He'll have a go. Just to look a little bit quicker, don't they? The home team at this moment in time.
Berenguer. Marouane Sanadi. Maguire, eyes firmly fixed on the ball, but still facing a physical challenge. absolute clarity with that offside decision.
No rush, are they? Manchester United, Harry Maguire just getting caught. Look, don't you, through the pitch. Maguire, Casemiro, Fernandes. They're going to have to lead, they're going to have to organise everybody to get a result here tonight. It's going to be tough. They can certainly do it. They need that experience. That's why they're probably just slowing it down.
Breaks for Garnacho. Dorgu. Dorgu again. Marcos on the defensive. And Iñaki Williams will be, I'd imagine, more than a touch regretful. Yora. United's task in terms of breaking down Athletic Club can be summed up simply by saying that the home team have the best defence in Spain. Nico Williams worrying the United defence and stealing possession back and really unsettling them, but no more for the moment at least.
They're just waiting for Manchester United. The passing is not quick enough, and the traps are there. The press is really quick, narrow four, step right up, squeeze the pitch, and very, very quick on the counter.
Guided by Jaureguiza, who's a talent that's really emerged this season as in the tail end of last as someone who seems to thrive on the big occasion. And Sanadi left on the deck and disappointed. It's tidied up by Yeray. The potential here. Iñaki Williams. Can he keep his head? Chance for Berenguer! And a heroic piece of defending in the end from Victor Lindelof. Well, United opened up, back to front pretty swiftly there.
Very quick, you just see now the space, head up, just has a look, puts it across, desperate defending. You can't believe he doesn't get better contact. He's having a look at the whole area. He just sort of snatches at it. See there, Lindelof was trying to see where it was going to go, but a big block.
Ultimately, you'd probably say another big miss for Athletic Club. Iñaki Williams with one great chance, Berenguer with another. Casemiro. Lenny Yoro. You can feel the hot breath on their necks, metaphorically and possibly literally in a few cases. But United have an opportunity to try and play their way into it again. Casemiro did really well. Garnacho. And that's a foul and a free kick, despite Danny Vivian's protests.
He moves it quick. Just that little bit of contact. He knows it's coming. He rides it. And again, you just see Manchester United not rushing with a lot of the things they do, taking their time, setting it up. That's better from Manchester United. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes. I think really Garnacho might as well stay a little bit wider between full-back and centre-half.
Ernesto Valverde acutely aware of the threat United pose from set-pieces. Fernandes' delivery, Maguire to meet. And Danny Vivian eventually to clear.
Something important, wasn't it, for Manchester United, the set pieces. Maguire right along that line. It's tight, he gets first hit. There's a little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving, but I'm wondering what's gone against him there. But from there on, Manchester United put into good areas. I think he's certainly the target.
Historic night for Oscar De Marcos, making his 76th appearance in UEFA competition. For Athletic Bilbao, that's a record, outright. Oh, Aaron Sanadi threatening to go all the way for a moment. And it's broken kindly for De Marcos. The old Stages cross, beyond every red and white shirt. Pressure released from a United perspective. Foul by Ashish on Mazraoui. There's not a lot of room for debate, is there?
Not really. There you go, right on his knee. No wonder he's holding it, no wonder he's staying down. It can be uncomfortable then. To get up, I'm sure he will. Yeah. We're going to get another look at that. I think the officials will certainly, obviously the reason why they did give it.
Hoyland holding it up really well. Ugarte, Fernandes, Garnacho. That's a foul, and a second in quick succession from Yuri Bershish, who has got to be careful. It's worth a reminder at this stage, if there are any yellow cards overhanging, they have been wiped clean. So no one is at risk of suspension tonight unless they get sent off.
It's difficult here. Bershish tries to think, right, where are you going to go? But that extra step over, Garnacho, you're missing the first one, and the next bit of contact comes, and he stays down. Now this is so important. It's the delivery, it's to go in swinger, how do they defend it? Big moment.
Can the United captain produce a moment of quality? Just hanging it in there. Come out to Dorgu.
So poor for his quality, expectation levels in those areas. He doesn't often do it.
Berenguer trying to take it on after Nico Williams' his initial burst. And Berenguer's done so well to win it back. It's Nico Williams. Get his geometry right betwixt and between, and then a foul on Garnacho by the grand old man, Oscar de Marcos. Mentioned it's a record-breaking night for him, 76th appearance in UEFA competition. He held the record jointly with Markel Susaeta, who may bring a grimace to the face of Manchester United fans with good memories from that battle way back in 2012. Patrice Evra certainly remembers him well down that athletic right United left during those two dramatic evenings.
It's an amazing number of games, isn't it? Really, really good. Just there, Garnacho taking a chance on the edge of the penalty area. I think you've got to be careful with that one.
Saw Rio Ferdinand and Fernando Llorente, two key figures in those battles way back when, reminiscing before the kick-off when they brought the trophy out to display it. Fernando definitely won the day rather than Ferdinand. Rio played in the second leg of the old stadium. There's a touch of shank about that one. Trying to get his Zavala.
Just like them passes there, you know, those little bits of detail, so important. And they take the game on, keep the pressure, concentration. In moments, yes, you are under pressure. You've got to be better on the ball.
Losing it. Luis de Galarreta. Touched by Manuel Sanadi. And here is Yuri Beršić. Yeray. He's a Berenguer. That's a teaser. It's beyond Manuel Sanadi. Yeah, was a free agent for a week during the summer. Did eventually re-sign. Pamplona. Of Osasuna. Many a club in the region has been a home for English talent, but not Athletic Bilbao, Athletic Club. They have a very unique recruitment policy. Flag up against Garnacho.
It's interesting that Manchester United decided to go long on the goal kicks. Casemiro, looking at Højlund, etc., getting into a position on the pitch so they can't get counted. They try to play out. They got caught a couple of times with We'll revert back, we'll soon see.
English influence on Athletic Club is most notable, as well as in the name. The red and white stripes and black shorts. They bought some kit in Southampton way back when, and they stuck with it. It's fouled by De Marcos, surely.
Was looking at that thinking, not sure it is, doesn't know it's contact, does it go down, another look, the race is on. What you do when someone gets into that position is a little nudge. I think that tells you there isn't really much contact whatsoever. The initial thoughts were right.
have to make the most of it to get what you need.
Hope you're not looking at me there.
The thought did occur.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes with the kick. It's certainly not amongst his best, but United may yet make something of it. Here's Maguire. That's a useful looking cross too, and a chance for Casemiro. And that is pure gold for Manchester United. And Harry Maguire, the stand-in striker against Lyon, has worked wonders as a winger.
Well, he's got a lot, Harry Maguire. Somebody I know, somebody who found it tough at times at Manchester United, but look at this play. He doesn't give it up, he's so determined. I'm thinking, that's it, it's closed, set it off, goes again. And this is a great ball in, key area. You just look at Casemiro, the experience, he's waiting, the flick is there, and then you always fancied him early on that back post, but it was all about this play. That little bit of check, and then maybe you underestimate what he does. And the second touch there, allowed the space, and there he is, just the timing, that experience, what he's been through in all these competitions, he's there to help Manchester United.
And Casemiro, who excelled as a creator in the quarter-final, has popped up with a goal, somewhat out of the blue for the team wearing blue, to send the travelling band into ecstasy and increase the belief that, because of all the dramas they've been through in this competition, that this may be their year. Ugarte in really strongly but effectively here. Højlund, Garnacho's slip. And a few suggesting there was contact with the hand. It did look like it might have been. Dangerous ball by Mazraoui, with which Højlund couldn't quite connect. Here's Fernandes. Dorgu's cross.
There was all sorts to sort out. It might have been a hand as he fell on the floor. You can understand how they may be a little bit disappointed. They're asking, this is a wonderful ball. There's the contact there. They're asking the question. Just there. Højlund, he dives right into the central area. They just couldn't clear the lines. There's a little bit, not too much. There's a little bit of an argument after it. He's just having a look.
We've got no word of a formal check, and we will go on, although now we have. So, a little bit of scrutiny on that Rasmus Højlund incident now in the VAR booth. And Marcos giving the referee the benefit of his experience and suggesting, well, there was a handball before that.
I think that's going to be the question as well. Yes, he slips. Does it hit his arm? He gets up, recovers, and that cross is really good into that area. And there is some contact. It's not a lot. It's something they see can change the outcome of this game.
Just off the pitch, the fourth official from Denmark this evening. Maybe not a lot, but is it enough? That is the question.
I think it's that left hand, isn't it? Over his shoulder. Having a chat about it. There we go.
Well, it's all down to the referee's opinion after a second, third, perhaps fourth look. So, is the contact from Danny Vivian consequential enough?
There's you look there, that little bit of a pull, that left leg comes out. Do they see that? Is him engineering it? Do they say there's contact to stop him getting it? And he's gone over to the screen, we know what they're thinking.
He's got a lot to say too. Well, this is a really critical moment in the tie. United in front somewhat against the run of the game. And now, potentially, with a golden opportunity to double the unexpected lead. So, the penalty after lengthy deliberation is given, and Danny Vivian's sent off for denial of a goal-scoring opportunity.
Wow, that changes so much in this game. We look at games and we wonder if something's going to surprise us at the top level, later stages in tournaments. That is a big, big call. Not only is the penalty maybe not a great deal of contact, but now to deliver the red card, that's a big, big call.
And I suppose if he feels, as he clearly does, that there's been no attempt to play the ball, and if you're pulling him back like that, then you aren't, then by the letter that has to be how it goes. But they've got to get their heads together here, Athletic Club, because it could all unravel. That's why they're unhappy. They felt there was a handball in the build-up, and they've certainly got some justification in that. The instinct, not only in that aspect, but even in terms of the challenge itself, is that United are hugely fortunate here.
The game surprises us so many different ways. You see the disappointment, losing control now. That decision's made. It's there, you've got to react, you've got to recover. You've got to stay in this tie.
Bruno Fernandes netted that critical penalty against Lyon in the previous round. He's faced so many pressure moments. Here comes another. Oh, coolness personified. And how the tide has turned here. Under pressure almost from the off. But now, clear daylight. 2 goals ahead against a team a man down.
He's the leader, isn't he? He's the person, he's the go-to to have this composure in such a big stage in the game. To just step up to the ball like that and wait and delay, wait for the goalkeeper to go. So cool. Just strokes it with that right foot. It's a brilliant, brilliant skill to even do it after such a long wait. Look at him go. Finally, Manchester United get a little bit of breathing space. The tide's just turned.
Well, he netted twice from the spot against another Basque Country side in Real Sociedad at Old Trafford. Also in a major moment against Lyon in the last round. Manchester United's captain delivers once again in the UEFA Europa League. The question now for the home side is how do they react? Well, they've been gifted an opportunity early here. Casemiro's mistake. Nico Williams. And a corner. And a chance to reassert themselves immediately.
Yeah, good reaction. Putting pressure on, creating a chance quickly. You see Maguire just leaving that leg out, try and block that far corner. You see why he's trying to do there, but that's exactly what you want from your manager. You've just gone 2 down and you're under that sort of pressure, red card, you're all over the place, you're waiting for half-time, and some recovery if we could get a goal after this set piece.
Nico Williams will have to pause. She went into the book in the aftermath of the penalty award, drawing the referee's attention. Rasmus Højlund too. Few enemies been made. Plenty of height on that one, but that's meat and drink for Maguire. The referee, we can't say he's not up with play, but he interfered there with Jaragiza. And the strike in the end wayward from Iñaki Williams.
Referee involved too much. Tries to wrap his foot around. You see a desperate effort. Don't mind him trying it from there. To have a go with the situation they're in, but well wide. And the referee there just getting in the way, couldn't get away from the ball. Manchester United again go direct, go wait. They'll delay it now, going into the end of the first half.
Williams is feeling now, in particular with that headed opportunity. Should certainly have been on target. We were talking about it before the game, Michael, about the number of red cards in matches involving Athletic Club this season. It's now the 6th match out of, this is the 13th, where a player has seen red. This is only the 2nd Athletic player to be dismissed. It's not been dull.
We expected it, didn't we? We thought there might be a little bit of action, a little bit of drama. But this, you know, after Manchester United were under pressure, weren't they? A couple of chances early on that were missed, but Manchester United stood it, waited. Look at the person who started it off, Harry Maguire, with that bit of skill which he had no right. And then things change quickly. Talk points, won't they, about that penalty, the red card. A lot of people will be discussing that.
Garnacho. Dorgu. And of course, the fundamental question that Athletic Club will ask is whether it should even have got that far, and he should have been penalised for handball on the edge of the area. Swift changes, and some gaps to plug defensively here. The old fella, De Marcos, departs on his record-breaking appearance. Gorosabel will come on for him, and Berenguer replaced by Aitor Paredes, who was sent off the last time these two met in a friendly. Fernandes with the delivery.
It's the hardest moment. How do you change it? You go extra player at the top wherever you can. Do you sort of retreat? Do you wait? You stay in the tide. You'd be hard to beat. And these are the areas now, but he might have just waited an extra 3 or 4 minutes to give himself a little bit more time. But when he's as experienced as he is, he knows exactly what he wants from it. He knows his players, and he's made the call.
Fernandes, just hanging it up there. Dorgu staying onside and producing a threat. And again, Zavala down well to save.
Get me on the ball. And he just sort of sneaks off. Brilliant awareness. Bruno Fernandes. Just getting it out of his feet. Striking the opposed could say, but they're just trying to find the feet, aren't they? And make that change and go with losing sort of your number 10 to an extra midfield player. just trying to be hard to beat, to wait, limit those opportunities, but just amazing how quick games change.
United will certainly know that in the Europa League context, a 2-goal lead is a long way from secure. Ernesto Valverde once lost the Champions League semi-final when he led 3-0 from the first leg with Barcelona against Liverpool 6 years ago.
Well, I think this is the point as well now, isn't it, for Manchester United? How do you approach it? Do you feel like that we'll go all the way now? We'll change it, we'll come out, we'll go attack, under pressure, we'll take a risk. Soon see it could open the game up.
Well, Fernandes is through here and keeps his head. But the Athletic Club supporters holding theirs in their hands. Extraordinary. And no surprise that he is at the centre of it. He's carried them on their back at times in this European run. And he's got a goal that even already may be considered decisive.
Great little flick. Ugarte just sees him, and in those positions you fancy him all day long. He's got the quality, but he just sees the space, waits. Some of the players can't always get it, but Casemiro starts it off, forward pass to keep it going. This is incredible for Manchester United.
Well, we are just going to have a brief pause as we make certain as to whether there was a potential offside, and that check is now complete. I'm sure there are a sizable number here who think this is all a bad dream. United have had some pinch-me moments in recent times in this competition. This is another. It breaks kindly here for Fernandes and Iñaki Williams trying to make inroads, but the determination on display, clear for all to see from Ugarte, whose delicate touch so vital in the build-up to that third goal.
See exactly what he's thinking. Please just touch me so I can buy the foul and wait a touch longer. Home fans are not happy one bit. And again, we just talked about approach. I think we talked, are you making forward runs as a midfield player? Are you going to take that risk with the 10 men? And that's what he's done very quickly to get free. That's a big, big change.
Keep looking at the top left-hand corner of our screens here just to make sure this is actually happening.
Well, it is happening. And you know, those Manchester United players have been through so much. Absolutely be delighted with where they are, confident, give me the ball, keep making runs, that'll give them a huge lift.
Well, it might yet break off Ugarte for Højlund. She's saying, well, he's still in offside position. There's got to be a decision in our favour. But he's not.
No, that's the point. He's not, almost goes for him, waiting, deciding what to give. And what happens here now with anything, that's what we'd say after what we've just witnessed.
What a chance on the near post there for Lindelof. Oh, and Mazraoui rattles the crossbar. Well, You could throw the dictionary at this and not find the right words to describe it.
But what about this for a strike? It comes all the way around it. You know you've hit it so well. He's under pressure. The contact's clean. Goalkeeper just watching, thinking surely not. And now, everything just keeps coming.
Yeah, they were just wondering whether there was a handball in there. As it is, the curtain falls on yet another barely believable first half of European football involving Manchester United. Some early scares, but then an extraordinarily fashioned Manchester United goal. Maguire working wonders on the wing. The flick from Ugarte, the header from Casemiro, then uproar. A penalty which in many eyes seemed harsh. Danny Vivian on Højlund. There appeared to be, well, there certainly was a handling offence in the build-up by Alejandro Garnacho, but after consulting VAR, he gave the penalty, sent off Vivian, then Fernandes converted it, and then went through for a third after Ugarte's flick. And having been under pressure in the first quarter of the match, they are now in an extraordinary position. Athletic Club 0, Manchester United 3 at half-time.
Who's responsible for this?
If something goes wrong, you find a scapegoat.
Rick.
It's what you do.
What'd you say?
Kelly?
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Rick, don't walk away from me.
What's up, soccer fans? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Manchester United and Athletic Bilbao, the first leg of the Europa League semifinals. This is what it's all about, Manchester United fans. This is what the season is riding on. It's been a great start so far. Thank you for joining us. It's halftime. Man, oh man, come on, Manchester United. We've got to get the win and get back to Bilbao for the final. True Killer in the chat. Thanks for hanging out with us today, True. Holding it down. Make sure you check out True's episode where he previewed this first leg and talks everything Manchester United. That's what we're doing here. We're building a huge Manchester United fan club right here on Sons of a Pitch Soccer Central. So thank you for hanging out with us. Please hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live. And we're helping out with the Playoff Pulse for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. Because, hey, that's me. I'm TSI Mike. We've got the Blue Jays game tonight over on TSI as well. The Maple Leafs game 6 against the Senators. It's going to be huge. And then I think we've got the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings as well. But here on SOP, we've got a hockey game for you. The early game, we're doing the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. Decisive game 5, or is it a big game 6? I can't remember. I think it's a game 6. And then we've got the other game tonight is the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. That one will be good as well. Denver up 3-2 in that series. I've got the cheat sheet right up there on that computer that'll be running that one. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us today on halftime. If you're an AFC fan, check out our man at SOP True on TikTok and True Killer in the chat. He is the man. We talk about it all the time. Check out some of our gameplay episodes, and True will play your team's games and turn your team into what we have here at SOP. Awesome cards, tons of coins, kicking butt. We'll see you back in the chat. Let's go, MUFC. Come on, United, come on. Darcy, are you ready, buddy? You got that bag ready? Let's go, Darcy, it's in the bag. Hey, wow, that was creepy. I'm dead. This is the coolest thing. All right, so the video is running. in the background and played right at the end of the gameplay video, right when I was talking. Oh, man, that's cool. All right, I had to add this in because holy Mackinac, what a first half from Manchester United. 3-0 at the half. Are you kidding me? Bruno Fernandes showing up today. And this team, I don't want to hear a peep about anybody talking anything about Ruben Amorim. This is a La Liga side that has conceded the least amount of goals this season in La Liga. Barcelona plays in La Liga, okay? So does Real Madrid, for those of you who don't know. This is crazy. What a showing today. True, but man, you got to be careful, True. Got to be careful. We can't say anything about the final yet. First quarter's over. It was a great first quarter, but we got a lot of soccer left. Thanks for hanging out with us. Big shout out to Carmen. Cheers, Carmen, with my water. It's been a great day. Glad you're having a great day. I'm having an amazing day today, and I hope that all of you are as well. Connor, thanks for hanging out with us, man. And I think that's it in the chat. There you go. All right. Second half coming up. Let's go. Stay strong, United. Let's go get a couple more. Let's truly put this in the bag at 5-0. Let's go. We'll see you back in the chat.
Manchester United players dreaming a wondrous dream. First half has been the stuff of nightmares for Athletic Club, and they're going to make another change. Beñat Prados, his first European campaign, coming on for Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta, which, with due deference, I would imagine, is gratefully received by commentators across the world. But can he, along with his 9 colleagues, possibly call Athletic Club back into a position of potential in this tie? So a beleaguered Athletic Club get the second period underway, wondering how on earth it has all unravelled. And for Iñaki Williams in particular, who had the best opportunity for the team in red and white in that first half, few regrets will be spinning around his head. An early errant second-half pass from Aitor Paredes, a substitute before the break. They've made a change at the start of this second half. Beñat Prados on for Inigo Ruiz de Galarreta in midfield. The question is, Michael Brown, is there a way back for the home team here to give themselves at least a chance?
I think that is the point, isn't it? What is a way back? What is a chance? You certainly can't make it any worse, can you? You go to Old Trafford, can you take a goal from it? Can you close it? Great achievement from where they are now. They've made more changes. They've had a look to see how they're going to be, how they're going to set without the ball. We know they're good at that. We know they've got that base and that structure, but that can be the organisation levels, and we can wait. Just not let it get worse. But Manchester United have got to approach and put them right under pressure.
It's worth underlining that in 15 minutes of football, Athletic Club have conceded more goals tonight than they have in the rest of their Europa League campaign here at the San Mamés.
It just tells you everything, doesn't it? The decision, the way it went about it, things changed very, very quickly. Argue why and what, whether it should have been, but you have to react, you have to adapt wherever you can. Third goal was the biggest disappointment for them, that they couldn't just sort of get into that position, into that block, and just wait till they could get in and listen to the manager and get organised. It's made it really, really almost impossible, but I've seen it done before.
And I suppose if anyone knows that a 3-goal semi-final lead is a fragile thing, Ernesto Valverde does.
And I've been there as well. Half time, it's 10 men, 3 up, tied, lost it 4-3, so you never know.
Long way to go yet. It may not be only 3 by the end of this if Manchester United go for it. It could leave no debate. But certainly still plenty of debate about the moment that led to the second goal, whether or not it should have got to a penalty decision in the first place, with Garnacho certainly looking like he handballed it. And then the penalty decision debatable. Once it's given, the red card isn't really by the letter of the law, but should it have been given? Anyway, we'll stick to the present for the moment. Rosabel, their fierce pride has taken a battering, and their stout defence likewise. but in fairness, your pre-match planning wouldn't necessarily include Harry Maguire surging down the wing. Garnacho. Williams, and it will break the wave of Athletic Club, and Beñat Prados will leave the throw. Yeray. And Sanadi will get a free kick for that. Well, go on in fact. Didn't think it was a foul, otherwise I'm sure we would just let the game go on in those circumstances. Iñaki Williams. Owen Sanadi.
Don't think that's going to go down too well, is it? The official getting a touch again. Well, good start from the home side.
Well, I thought he'd struggle to make himself more unpopular with the majority here, but he managed to do it. That's a situation that left potential for Manchester United to pounce. Team beaten only once in the last 10 games, that in the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. Only lost one game against an English side at home. That to a Liverpool side that won a treble that year of league title, League Cup and European Cup. Ian Rush got the only goal in the old stadium. This is on the same site but not quite in the same position.
Manchester United keep up the tempo, the level. Just going to see. Just to sit in and wait. The chances, I think Manchester United can go literally as fast as they want and really put the tie right out of sight, because there's no way back then, is there? That's the difference. They just come out a little bit slow from my life.
Bruno Fernandes making an excellent darting run again. Owen Sanadi has not been able to get hold of it in those type of situations too often. Fernandes on for Dorgu again. Great ball! And two hurling themselves at it, Garnacho and Højlund. Joy for neither.
It's a great pass. You just watch this as he comes inside, he carries on. The weight is lovely. Great ball across. Is the contact there? Garnacho is asking to get it again. I'm not so sure.
Just popped off. And Sanadi again.
Starting to see, don't we, the setup. Think, okay, do we leave it at that? Do we wait? A lot of side to side passing, waiting. It's frustrating.
Lindelof on the move. Fernandes. It's a sculpted pass almost towards Ugarte. Mazraoui. Garnacho. Garnacho. Well, he might retrieve his own pass at this rate, but not quite.
Just have a look at that there. A little bit of coming together. Contact. He doesn't just commit, fully slide in. His footing goes away from him.
Mazraoui. Garnacho. Maguire. Fernandes just breaking things up high up the pitch. It's going to be difficult for Athletic Club to get into any kind of momentum. Shirts hanging heavy at the moment. Mazraoui. Ugarte and Fernandes not on the same wavelength this time as they spectacularly were earlier. Aaron Sonati looking to get away. Got the other side of Maguire. Adamant, like a few others, that he was fouled. It's not going to improve the mood of the majority in the stadium.
Actually set it off again, hasn't it? Referee, it's not one bit. The boos from all around. I think of all people, Harry Maguire thinks I'm not getting involved. If I can help it, I don't want to touch him.
Well, there is a check, a VAR check for a potential red card. So, the incident involving Marouane Sanadi being scrutinised again. And the check is over. Harry Maguire formed his opinion very quickly.
I'm sat thinking, surely not. But he knows exactly where he's going with it. Maguire's thinking, I won't touch him. I think you can afford to do that, can't you, with a scoreline? Just let him go through and see how you get on. Referee is in a good position. He's seen it very quickly and made his mind up.
Looking for a goalkeeper sat on the bench, Unai Simon, for his vociferous protests. Well, it's a tinderbox of an atmosphere at the moment.
Okay, Maguire there. So just look as his left arm comes across. Why does his feet give way? I think that's the tell. He's waiting. Engineering it, isn't it? For me, Maguire's not getting involved and got too much experience.
Ugarte too quick-witted there to allow Marouane Sanadi to get away. Ernesto Valverde seems to be giving an almost constant lecture to to the fourth official, Morten Krø from Denmark.
I think we're going to see a lot of this, like I've mentioned, and I understand it why. People will be asking the question, what do you do different? Manchester United is trying to draw them out, and to make sure, game management, come away with a very, very good result, but the club, they just have to really consolidate, wait. Can they just nick something? Can be a set piece, a little breakaway? They can't afford another.
To let errors creep in and take their eye off the ball, United, though. Mazraoui away. Garnacho gets a hold of it, for a while at least. And again, well, there's only one outcome there. That's a free kick and a card. Inevitable after a challenge like that.
Seen it coming as well. Garnacho quick, pushes it, and he's cleaned out. Poor tackle, but you always knew and felt there's going to be contact. That's a feeling of disappointment. We just keep getting a look at that. I think we're going to see red cards given for that. We need to stop.
Well, Unai Simon, we saw there gesturing, and that's why he's gone into the notebook, the substitute goalkeeper.
I can see why he's asking the question. I can see why he's doing it, because of what's happened before. So they're going to test the officials out. They're going to see if there's any way. That's ultimately why they dive down in front of Maguire. What happens, to ask the question.
Højlund gets a hold of it. And Ugate's worked the shooting position.
Well, with that touch there, just no power, no accuracy, better chance, better area, and you see off the finish.
See if come close to a ball that Marouane Sanadi could really compete for. Lenny Yoro. Here's Ugarte to Mazraoui. Mancunian voices filling the air in northern Spain.
When you make trips for your team, you wonder what they're going to be. And they won't forget this so far, will they? What they've just witnessed, what they're seeing, the celebrations.
Bruno Fernandes, Mazraoui finds Garnacho. Mazraoui tees up Casemiro and helped on its way.
Good sets. Waiting. Casemiro. One of those for the goalkeeper. Can he catch it? He decides not to take a chance as he puts a little bit more on it. It's a bit more dramatic. Good build-up from United.
A good opportunity from a set piece. Oh! And the post clattered by Casemiro. Well, he's had a habit of popping up in those situations in this competition.
It's a good delivery. He runs good, times it, that leap. I've seen it, as you've said, many, many times. Almost sneaks in that near post. And the goalkeeper looked like he had it covered.
He ghosted in there against Lyon and brought the stadium momentarily to silence. His header drifted wide, that was closer. And we were nearly closer to definitively declaring for Manchester United. Well, Matthijs de Ligt is going to make an entrance here. Bit of a bonus. Amad Diallo also on the bench this evening, but it's Manchester United's tricky winger, Harry Maguire, who's going to go off.
Well, hasn't he contributed for the football club? Darker times, we know, inconsistency. Every week performances, but in this competition, he's led. He's given them something different. Well-earned rest for him.
Fernandes back to a deeper position. Mason Mount will take up the left-sided role. De Ligt delighted. Back into the action.
We can put him on, can't he? Because of the situation where he's at. It's an ideal situation for him just to get some minutes, move the ball around, put his way back into the side.
Diallo's season was declared over. Who knows, we may see him before the end here. Its first appearance since the 1st of last month. Isabel and Iñaki Williams involved in a bit of a street fight there with Mason Mount. Azraoui. So they've hit the bar and post, as well as scoring 3 times. Against a team that had kept 6 clean sheets in the last 8, the best defence in the top flight of Spanish football this season. They'd only conceded 2 goals here in the Europa League prior to this evening. Maran Sanadi, Gorosabel, Iñaki Williams. That's a little overcooked, but it will fall to the other Williams, Nico Williams. Yuri Bershish. Fernandes. Garnacho. Muscled off it by Yuri Bershish. Nico Williams, and suddenly a bit of defiance from the home team. And every hint of an opportunity to make an appeal they'll take, but they were dreaming if they thought they were going to get a penalty there. This is Mason Mount. The Hoyland's determination here. Ahead of the ball. Garnacho. Laid his arms behind the back. Iñaki Williams, on he goes. We'll bring Marouane Sanadi into it, who's certainly in that moment didn't hint that he was blessed with the same level of finesse, but he's certainly got the same level of determination. Mason Mount matching them though at the moment, keen to make an impression off the bench.
Desperate for him to do well, but yeah, Ron, once he loses it, he gets back into areas, but as you said, people are looking for penalties, trying to get into situations, into areas, no contact, legs are just going, falling to the floor. It's a desperation, isn't it, to try and get the referee or the officials to do something. Mason Mount losing the ball and getting it back. Where is his Manchester United career going to end up? What type of player will he be, because he missed so much football?
First thing you notice as you look around the stands there, still with their team, despite the desperation, frankly, of the situation. Mazraoui before tonight, still got 9¼ of a football match to go, and I did witness 3 goals in about 8 minutes at Old Trafford in the previous round. Athletic Club have never lost a European semi-final. 2 before. In 2012, when they eliminated Manchester United along the way to the Europa League final. Eventually losing to Atletico Madrid, but beating Sporting Club de Portugal in the semi. And they beat Molenbeek of Belgium in 1977, lost on away goals in the UEFA Cup final to Juventus.
So is this where you're looking to me to say, is the tie over? Is it not? I know there's a long way to go.
Do you
We're
dare?
not at that stage. I will not do that. this tournament, what we witness, we have to wait and see. Football is that special thing of coming to get you when you're a little bit complacent. You can just see now the game is still just waiting for something to happen, something to change it slightly.
Mount. Well, he's certainly come on fired up, and in forcing the issue, he's got a free kick for Manchester United.
Everything, hasn't he, as a player. Manchester United fans haven't seen the best of him, we know that, and realise why. He's always just desperate, he does everything right, and then he just keeps getting another injury. You can see the disappointment in his face, and his teammates and the staff, to realise somebody who does things correctly yet still doesn't always get the right situation.
Casemiro up well again, but no worries. This could set something in motion here for Athletic Club. It's Iñaki Williams. Breaks kindly for Jaragiza. Onana going to make one shot. Save from Berenguer in the early stages of the game. Totally untroubled.
Jaragiza was the one I was looking forward to seeing him play, to see him control. There was a few little challenges, little duels early on in the game, so he can get tight, come out and drive forward. It's just completely changed so much, hasn't it, because of the way things have happened, and it's affected the game in such a big way. Concentration levels there again now. Manchester United, both sides really, quality, you're seeing over and over again. There's a bit of nerves, a bit of tension when you get to this stage in tournaments.
Well, Luke Shaw is going to get some minutes. Being managed, as Amorim said prior to the match. But he comes on now for Hussein Mazraoui, which will lead to something of a United reshuffle. Dorgu, who's already demonstrated his capabilities of playing on both sides, is going to make the switch.
I think we've seen that before, haven't we? Dorgu's first game. But it seems to be one of those where you've waited such a long time for a signing to come in and play him on the opposite side. I did raise a few eyebrows and a few question marks thrown at the manager.
Gets that against Leicester in the FA Cup, where Manchester United won somewhat controversially.
It was an interesting game that was at.
And recently played, or started, from the right in the home defeat against Wolves.
Keeps trying it. He wants to look at him in those areas, coming inside, can feed players rather than necessarily down the outside. Talked about as well about his wide players, inverted, support, narrow like a little box. Different situations, setups. He's stuck to his task and his beliefs, the manager.
Dorgu playing his part here and finding Mason Mount, and some urgent defending from Paredes.
Great position defensively, that. Stop that cross right across the front face, but Manchester United now is coming a little bit more tempo, more aggressive forward passes.
Dorgu's delivery is just a little bit overcooked.
You find him in the middle. I think I'm saying, does he need to go over the other side or does he stay there? Are you sure that's his stronger foot, that left foot, as he comes and curls that into that far corner? I'm sure he'll keep trying it.
Gap plugged there by Yerai, and it's broken for Aaron Sanadi. The nature of that challenge is going to mean a yellow card for Mason Mount, who's been full of aggression and appetite since he's come on.
You see here as he goes tight. There's not a lot in it. Do you have to let him go? Is it in a promising attack? I think that's the word you might look and use. Bruno Fernandes' reaction said everything. You're honestly going to give a yellow card for that? I don't agree. Now an opportunity. Can they get something from something like this?
Casemiro winning his aerial battle in his own penalty area, as he's won so many in the opposite box tonight. Will it break for Garnacho here? Awkward bounce. Mogorosabel. Ultimately, the defender got back. Which page of the playbook does this one come from? Fernandes with the delivery. It comes from the one that says give your keeper a bit of catching practice.
It looked easy, didn't it? But had some whip on the ball. Tried to kill it right round to that back post. He decided to go long. So he can get, but I'm just thinking he's a one chance at all. Shout at the second one.
Sanadi. Casemiro. Wasn't a moment for cultured or constructive play. Gorosabel. Nico Williams has vacated that particular space. Well, there are many who thought Unai Gomez might get the nod from the start this evening. Indeed, that was the consensus amongst the press in these parts. And it comes on for Nico Williams. They thought he'd play rather than Berenguer, incidentally.
The 10, that 10 role. They decided against it. Berenguer just moving into that area. He started well, didn't he? Got to some good positions, should have scored. Berenguer as well. You know, deliveries were good. It just changed. He had to react quickly, make changes, make them harder to beat. The third goal was a big blow. They've just had to sit and wait and make changes. It'd just be really sort of an achievement if it was to stay like this from where it was. I would possibly say so.
I know it's a well-worn phrase, isn't it? But in these situations, but go out and not lose the second half would have been possibly in the minds, although there's a slip here that allows Fernandes to feed Højlund, and he returns the compliment. And again, Zabala has to get down. Casemiro's ball.
Well, there you go, a couple of chances. Waiting for Manchester United to go for Gia. Good effort initially, palmed away. Then, I like these sort of things, quality. He was already checking his shoulder, he was already looking before that ball came back, just to see if he's there, see if he's got any space around him. Strikes, good cross. And that's what Manchester United need to do. I think they need to just up it slightly in this last 10 minutes and keep talking about it. Believe it, we don't take any chances, let's keep that the lead of 3.
I've had 6 efforts on target, 3 of which have yielded goals. Manchester United, that's not bad. That looked quite painful, actually. Clash between Roosevelt and Højlund. They're both okay.
Doesn't it? When he comes here, it does look quite nasty. It's a push in the back, then the contact. Right on top of it. Not tight enough for goal line technology.
Well, it's good to see everything's working.
Good point.
It's right on the line for Zabala. Teed up here for Dorgu, trying to thread it through the crowd. So a wave of red and white came out. United see it all the way back to Onana, who must have expected to be often at the centre of things.
Well, he was early on.
He was early on.
If you look, they were right under it. 3 or 4 opportunities, could have been a lot worse. And they were tested. Maybe should have gone behind, let's be honest.
Well, you're looking at the Inaki Williams chance, and Berenguer had one blocked by Lindelof. Shaw for Garnacho. That will sting the hands of the goalkeeper. Fernandes. Garnacho gets a hold. Højlund. Number 7 on target. The official statistics say Athletic Club have had 1, but they had the 1 blocked, which isn't counted in that. So, further changes, and the real major bonus of the night, a player whose season had been written off, Amad Diallo, is going to get an outing. And the night draws to a conclusion for Alejandro Garnacho. Dorgu, incidentally, the player replaced by Amad Diallo. And Kobe Mainoo, such an important contributor off the bench against Lyon. It's not going to be as dramatic here, you wouldn't have thought, but steps back onto the European stage.
What you do know with these two players, they'll want to try and do something. They'll want to, rather than just say, well, we'll just wait, we'll be professional, we'll see the game. That'll be the message from the manager, the coach and staff, to keep it tight. But I think they've just got a little something special in the game where they'll be thinking, you know, I fancy a little bit of it. I want to get back in that team. I want to play as many minutes as I can to the end of the season.
Here is Amad Diallo. Wayward by Lindelof.
It was tired, wasn't it? You've not even been tested, you've not even been pushed in behind you. The first opportunity was to give him the ball, didn't come back across. Get him on the ball, you know what he can do. Give him a taste straight away, get one of your better players into positions early, get them a feel. Match winners like that need the ball.
Rossabel's arriving on the scene, but tied it up well by Yoro. Well, they'll have red and white stripes on their mind a lot in the coming days, because they've got Brentford on Sunday in the Premier League. Go into it in a buoyant mood. It's not a fixture that carries a great deal of weight as far as their season is concerned, however. Here's Shaw, there's Fernandes!
He's saying sorry, because he knows with his quality, ball's good across, steps onto it, just opens that right foot. Always rising. For him, just generally has a real good timing for them balls. He seems to test the goalkeeper.
Player on a hat-trick. Another player departs in Iñaki Williams. And Diallo comes on for Athletic Club. Born in Madrid, but he grew up in the Basque Country and played in the academy at local club Begoña, which rubber-stamped his eligibility to represent Athletic Bilbao. Diallo. Fernandes. Late run from Shaw, chance for Hoyland.
Just getting behind. Delivery's good. Running a little bit too early. Still hasn't really created many opportunities. His moment was obviously the biggest talking point, which will keep coming back to the game. I still feel as a youngster, how do you affect it? What's next? How do you make sure you're getting chances, you're bringing the ball into play, you're occupying different territories? That's the next thing for him, to be more consistent.
So the brothers resting together.
Yeah, what they thinking? You know, it's a dream to get to finals, European competitions, and what can be taken away? If we've got enough, can we change it? Do something about it. It's been a devastating night, hasn't it? Regards to Atletico Club, Manchester United, can't believe it.
Seats beginning to empty. admirable show of support for their team tonight. Menu tussling his way to a United free kick. Shaw's kick. De Ligt will retrieve it here. Yoro went to ground in the middle. It's a corner. Jallo to take the kick. Fernandes. Shaw. Casemiro. Paredes away. Mount. Fernandes. Added time in San Mamés. Is there time for one more decisive twist for Manchester United before the end here? Yeray. Giza. Gorosabel. De Ligt seemed to have the matter in hand, but Yoro got his head to it. Some direct play by Jallo. Keeps hold of it for a while against the odds. Fernandes not conclusively away. Paredes there. If it could just get something to cling to. Athletic Club, it's Paredes. Gorosabel got 5 in the box here. Oh, and Unai Gomez is one of them, with Alvaro Jallo poised behind him.
Yeah, Jallo just wants to try and get some space. It was great footwork. There's nowhere to go. Gomez, that's the one, the timing. Could he have got something? They've been waiting the whole half for just one of those chances. It wasn't the best chance, but it was a good enough one to give them a better chance next week. But so I think they could have been a touch braver. They could have come out a little bit quicker. I understand why they haven't, but Manchester United slightly fortunate there.
Yoro going into the book. Thunders his right boot through that. Ahmad Jallo showing his rich gifts. And he's trying to referee the game as well. He'll be penalised for handball.
It was great footwork, wasn't it? When he gets to the other side, and the defender played against him, think, no, we've got to recover quickly. Just that little bit of contact there. Is that one of those where you know it's coming, try to win it, referee decides not? It looks a bit awkward, doesn't it, when he sort of picks the ball up?
Cincinnati, he's had a tough night, but for his efforts.
It's the other side, isn't it? Contact coming from both angles. Referee right on top of it. There's a look. Decides. Give them the benefit of the doubt. This is a big moment.
Well, perhaps Athletic Club's hopes rest on this moment. If they can make the most of it, well, the picture changes somewhat. Amaro Diallo placing the ball and stepping away with determination, but it's really straightforward in the end for Onana.
Good enough strike. The wall moves slightly, but comfortable into the goalkeeper's hands.
An extraordinary night again. The lack of noise at the end reflects a crestfallen scene in the San Mamés for the home team. Their dream of playing in a European final on home turf could well be over. Manchester United have thrown a wrecking ball through it. Casemiro with the opening goal after exquisite work by winger of the moment, Harry Maguire. Then the controversy. A penalty awarded. Danny Vivian deemed to have pulled back Rasmus Højlund. And once he was deemed to have pulled him back, after a lengthy piece of scrutiny from the VAR review point, the referee had to also show a red card. Fernandes coolly converting a penalty, and then subsequently, after an exquisite touch from Ugarte, making it 3. The tie surely beyond Athletic Club, but the way this run has gone for Manchester United, you never know. But they're in a position that was surely beyond their wildest dreams last night. For the first time, they win in this stadium, having been beaten twice before. And, well, they may well be returning here on the 21st of May, to the great disappointment of the home support. The final score in San Mamés, Athletic Club 0, Manchester United 3.
Who's responsible for this?
If something goes wrong, you find a scapegoat.
Rick.
It's what you do.
What'd you say?
Kelly?
If you want to save on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Rick, don't walk away from me.
Being a mom is hard. Creating a one-of-a-kind Mother's Day gift without destroying the house should be easy. PersonalizationMall.com makes it fun, fast, and easy to create personalized gifts that ship in just 1 to 2 days. Surprise her this Mother's Day with a personalized gift made with a lot of love and a little less glitter and glue. Shop now to save up to 50% off personalized Mother's Day gifts.
For Real Betis. Well, there you have it. Betis do win the game, but they certainly don't win it definitively.
It's a win for Betis, not a bad result. They win at home, but also not a bad result for Fiorentina, who only have to come back from a 1-goal margin at home in San Artemio Franchi next week. All to play for. And all of our other games have a wider gap between the two teams. This one, the second closest. Buildup limped. Just got a goal back late, but Spurs want to make it go back to a 3-goal margin.
Looking to give themselves added elbow room in this semi-final tie with a late strike, and it comes, and again firmly headed away, and there will be a free kick.
Yeah, and that should be it really by the time the ball is played upfield, following any defensive lapse. I should see this game out.
What will he make of it all?
I think he'd be semi-satisfied, Ange Postecoglou. As I said, I think, taking, the heat of today into consideration and players not able to play at full capacity for long periods. But I said the early goal then takes the edge off you. Got yourself into a rhythm where everybody is in tune with themselves. But they've actually not worked the goalkeeper that much, haven't they? Which seems strange to say, doesn't it? You think that you score 3 goals, that the goalkeeper's been peppered somewhat, but he hasn't.
Here come Tottenham again, looking to craft one final opportunity in this first leg before the Spanish referee blows his final whistle. And the shot on the turn, wide from Dejan Kulusevski.
Never looked comfortable, did he, on his weaker right foot, Kulusevski. Been around long enough, Ange Postecoglou, to know that there's still work to be done.
Advantage Tottenham Hotspur, but work to be done in the second leg. Glimmer of hope for Bodø Glimt, the first Norwegian side ever to make it into a semi-final in Europe. Ulrik Saltnes with a goal in the 83rd minute, reducing the deficit after Brennan Johnson had put Spurs ahead. After 40 seconds, James Maddison had made it 2 by the break, and Dominic Solanke with a penalty half an hour from the end left them 3 up, sailing serenely on.
A 2-goal victory for Tottenham Hotspur when they led by 3 goals. But now, Bodø Glimt have something to believe in with that late goal by Ulrik Saltnes. It should be fireworks in the tiny town of Bodø. That's one Europa League semi-final. The other one, Manchester United have won 3-0 in San Mamés, and the crowd urging on their team that is facing a terrible loss in the face, looking to turn that around at Old Trafford. Not something that Manchester United does often, blow a 3-0 lead after winning the first leg away from home by at least 3 goals. So much so that, in fact, only once in their history has Manchester United been eliminated in a European 2-legged tie when winning the first leg away from home by 3 or more goals. You have to go all the way back to the 1964 Cup Winners' Cup against Sporting. And in fact, it's ever, not even home or away, ever, after they win the first leg by 3 or more goals, they've only once blown that lead. That is an incredible history that Athletic have to fight against next week on Thursday at Old Trafford. Do not go anywhere. This game didn't finish without controversy. We will break it all down. A potential Garnacho handball, a big United win against one of the favorites, Athletic Club, and Manchester United might be coming back here in 3 weeks' time to play the final of the Europa League. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
With Shark FlexBreeze fans, there's 2 ways to chill and no limit to where you can bring the breeze. Own the outdoors with FlexBreeze Pro Mist and drop temps by up to 12 degrees. With FlexBreeze HydroGo, bring cool evaporative mist indoors or out. Both packed with long-lasting cordless runtime and up to 70 feet of cooling power, so you can bring the breeze where you need it most. Whether you're at home or on the move, there are endless ways to keep your cool with Shark FlexBreeze fans.
Hey! Hey man, put that back. Hey, put the package back.
Two-way talk, built-in siren. With Ring, you can make them hit the road from anywhere.
Why do couples choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Sleep Number does that. Your ideal firmness and effortless comfort all night.
Can it help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. 9 out of 10 couples report better sleep. And now get early access to Memorial Day deals. Save 30% on our most popular smart bed. Shop a Sleep Number store near you.
With FanDuel Sportsbook, you get more ways to live bet the NBA playoffs.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
From quick buckets to buzzer beaters, make smarter plays with player performance pages.
Heat check, another deep ball from downtown.
Or run the floor in real time with the live same-game parlay. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and official partner of the NBA.
Making beach towels. Now that's serious business. The guys at SandCloud chose a serious business card, the Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One. Their business earns unlimited 2% cash back on everything they buy, like this fabulous fabric. They get big purchasing power so their business can spend more and earn more.
Our 2% cash back helped us build our retail store.
You need a place to sell all these great-looking towels. What's in your wallet?
That's infected. Maybe getting a tattoo at a 3-day music festival was a bad idea. Lucky for you, an Amazon One medical virtual visit can happen anywhere. Even here. An Amazon pharmacy will deliver antibiotics right to you. So you can breathe easy. Well, sorta.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, Manchester United, they've had a night to remember at the San Mamés and just might be heading back there in 20 days' time for the final. Athletic, on the other hand, well, they'll want to forget that this night ever happened as they attempt an improbable but not impossible comeback next week at Old Trafford, where they'll have to overturn a 3-goal deficit to advance to the final that's in their own backyard. Good to have you with us. Well, it was a game night that couldn't have gone any better for Manchester United, and on the other hand, it really couldn't have gone any worse, could it, for Athletic Club tonight?
Yeah, you look at both ends of the spectrum. You know, Manchester United exactly where they want to be. They went away from home, got the result. Athletic didn't really trouble them, no real problems. They looked good. It was a good Manchester United performance. They come back with the win. They couldn't be any more happier with a second leg to come at Old Trafford, where they're going to be very confident about it. They're one game away from a European final, considering the disastrous domestic season that they're having. Athletic, on their hand, it's one of those games where you look at to think maybe the whole emotion of everything and the spectacle and what was at stake got too much for them. Because even at the start of the game, before they went a goal behind, I just felt that they were trying too hard. I said to Charlie, I said, when you watch that game, they're getting to the final third, but they're rushing that final pass. They're trying too hard. It's like there's too much emotion involved in this game right now than just letting the game come to them. And then Manchester United got the job done.
And obviously a controversial moment, which we'll get to with the handball. But for Athletic Club, do you think they'll leave tonight, Charlie, still feeling like they've got a chance? Or will they feel like, wow, this is really mission impossible next week in Manchester?
Well, as a professional footballer, you always have to feel that you have a chance. And they'll believe that if they can score early, anything is possible. And similar to what happened to them today, Manchester United could get a red card and the roles could be reversed. So you got to create your own luck. They put themselves in a mighty hole. So that's the problem. They're going to come in and say, you know, a lot of the guys are going to come in and say, the ref screwed us tonight. Let's be fair. The ball hit Garnacho's hand. We all think it's a handball. I think professionally they did the wrong thing because a lot of them stopped playing. And it felt like almost Vivian thought, oh, VAR is going to take care of this. I'm going to foul him. And it's going to be overturned. And it didn't. So I look at this game, I said, man, Athletic Club really lost an opportunity to make it at least competitive. Even being down a man, just lock it up, be tight, and lose the game 1-0 and be fine with that.
They were out of the game psychologically after that moment. It was too big of a moment, right? And we'll break down the handball, if it was a handball that eventually ended up being a penalty kick for Manchester United, if we think it was or it wasn't. That was the hand that Athletic Club was dealt, and they didn't know how to take care of business, right? You need to be able to get over these hurdles psychologically, and they couldn't. It was too much of an onslaught. And now the slope of the mountain they need to overcome is incredibly steep. We mentioned the stat that Manchester United has only blown a 3-goal lead in a 2-legged European tie once before, but that was away the second leg. This time they're at home at Old Trafford. They've never seen a 3-goal lead dwindle down to nothing.
On that side of things, at least Athletic Club know that Manchester United are capable of getting themselves into wild matches if Lyon is anything to go by. The first goal, though, Nigel, no complaints about that. It was a really well-worked goal, wasn't it? Scored by Casemiro.
Yeah, it was a well-worked goal. Credit to Manchester United. We talked about them attacking from wide areas, but this is the moment that surprised a lot of people. It's Harry Maguire, the saviour for Manchester United from the last time. Now he's acting like a Ronaldo Maguire from wide, gets across, and Ugarte gets the flick. Casemiro comes in that back stick. Very intelligent finish by Casemiro. And I say that because you watch him come into that back post, watching the line. Just look at him there the whole entire time. Watch Casemiro, making sure he stays onside.
A lot of ball
watching. Sees the last defender, and look, he knows he's onside. Sees that defender ahead of him. Great flick by Ugarte and Casemiro. Great finish. But this bit there, you've got to give credit to a centre-back.
Yeah, Berenguer just chilling on the back post, not defending. I love that cut back to his right. And
he gets a great cross in as well.
Yes, everything about it. And Ugarte with the flick.
He sensed it from the beginning. Ugarte knew where he was going from the beginning.
Maybe redemption as well for Harry Maguire. He was brilliant, wasn't he, at the end of the Lyon match, not so much at the beginning with some of the defending. But now it feels like maybe, who knows, maybe Manchester United are going to win the Europa League this season.
And maybe Ange's going to win a title in his second year. You never know. The narratives are incredible.
Or cup?
He says he always wins a trophy in his second year, right?
Can you imagine a Man United-Tottenham final? Both teams need to win.
Desperately.
They need to win.
Desperately. Just for the season that's played out, it's been shambolic.
Yeah.
At best.
I would say that if you look at
Tottenham,
Athletic Club
domestically,
we talk about them maybe the occasion becoming too big for them today, too much emotions in it. Now the reality of it is, in that second leg at Old Trafford, they have to treat that like that is their final. There's no other way to go or approach that game. That is their final. Turn up. Stranger things have happened in football. But for now, Manchester United have put themselves in cruise control of this time.
Yeah, they sure have. The moment, though, Nico, that you couldn't stop talking about in the second half, that happened in the first half, was this Bruno Fernandes penalty. Well, actually, the events that led up to it. Garnacho here, you can see on one of the replays, obviously, it does touch his hand. What did Christina Uncle say? That the check's complete and they got it correct?
Yeah, essentially what she says is, she poses the question, what's he supposed to do with his hand as he's getting up from that position? The ball that comes off of his own foot onto his hand. And it's an okay no call, right? Which I challenge with, yeah, but I also don't expect him to play the ball into his own hand. I understand the explanations. I don't like the handball rule anymore. I liked it how it was before, right? When it was, did he mean it? Did he intentionally try to touch the ball with his hand? No. Then it's clear that the play should go on and this should be a penalty kick. But now that we see the most innocuous handballs inside of the box called for penalty kicks, look, here's a better shot. We see the most innocuous handballs called for penalty kicks. But this isn't called. We're at a point where I don't understand.
Well, the ref is there, the referee's there.
The ref sees it.
And if that play goes on as well, you see the Athletic Club still frustrated that he didn't call that. But I think the ref saw this part where it hit his chest. But I don't think the ref really saw this part with the touch to the hand.
But
he had a perfect angle to see it.
Goal. Is that what the referee would think in that moment? He's going away from goal. It didn't really change the trajectory of the ball.
They're right on the attacking, like the edge of Athletic. The athletic box. So for them, it's still an attacking phase for Manchester United where it might be deemed an unfair advantage. He's handled the ball.
But did it give him an advantage?
They still had possession of the ball. He kept possession of that.
The ball's going the other way.
I think when Nigel and I were coming up through the system, that's a handball all day. The ball hit his hand, clear and obvious, it's a handball. But by the letter of the law now, that is not a handball. He was using that hand to keep his body up, and then when he touched the ball with his foot, the hand was still on the ground.
That's not the moment of the handball.
And then it came up and does the move of his arm, or where it is, justify the action? And the answer is yes. So it's not a handball. It's not a handball.
I don't think by the letter of the law, it's how you interpret the law also. I think you can make arguments.
It's given him an advantage.
If he would have called this, and maybe it's because they want to rely on VAR to see how this play progresses and he didn't call it. I think if he would have called this, I think he has enough justifications.
No one would moan.
Handball. Nobody would have.
Nobody would have moaned. If he called it to say handball, no one would have said anything. They would have seen it. Handball, it does hit his hand. Game plays on. Fact.
But they didn't.
I think the unfortunate thing is as well, not only did it cost them a goal, but a red card as well. So it was
That's the whole
made
thing.
it even worse, didn't it, for Athletic Club?
And the thing is, it's like, again, when you take yourself to being a player on that pitch there, if you see that and you're saying handball, you can see the referee, you know VAR, so you're thinking it's going to go to VAR. And again, it's not making excuses for athletic players because they take their minds off the game. They don't get themselves in the right position. but it just spirals and goes out of control with conceding a penalty and then going down to 10 men by still trying to fight to get that handball.
They lost psychological control. It was stupid for Vivian to pull Højlund even after that moment, right? Why even allow VAR to get involved? It's a red card. I'm not disputing the red card. I have no problem with that's by letter of the law, a sending off. But there's moments. Let's not make excuses at the same time for Bilbao, for Athletic. In the first 20 minutes, didn't I ask you, they must take advantage of this opportunity? Athletic were better than Manchester United, and that would have changed the whole trajectory of this match had they gone up 1-0. Maybe
and Yaki Williams had a perfect header. It was a cross, and he was unable to put it on target. And then Man United got into the game. All it took is one moment where Harry Maguire looks like Cristiano Maguire. He's on the wing, he's dancing.
Maguirinho.
Can you believe he had that much time and space? If you're a defender marking Harry Maguire, you're supposed to close him down and force him to try and do something. Instead, you gave him space, and next thing you know, the ball's across and it's 1-0.
What about the third goal then for Manchester United? Bruno Fernandes. Again, Nigel, wasn't it just on the stroke of half-time?
Just great play. You look at the system, you've got your wide players up there, your target, and Højlund comes back to win this. And then Garte being there with Bruno Fernandes supporting, puts him through there. It's a well-worked goal by Manchester United. But again, credit to him, it was a good performance. You know, there hasn't been a great deal to sing and dance about when it comes to Manchester United. We talk about this new system and the players learning it, and you're starting to see now a better understanding of the system in how it's working.
You know who I want to give a special shout-out to? Because we talked about Ugarte, we talked about Bruno Fernandes, which you absolutely should, Harry Maguire. But Rasmus Højlund today. He's not going to show up on the score sheet, but his work ethic, his hold-up play creates the first goal. His run in the box creates the second goal with the PK and the red card. He was just active, and you have to figure out ways to help out the team, to contribute, and he's done that, even when he's not scoring.
I understand that, but you're a striker at Man United. You've got to score goals.
Yeah, but
that there for me is like talking to a 16, 17-year-old. You've got to work hard, do the basics. That's what we expect.
For one thing, they're scoring 3 goals in a match. You have to influence the game, regardless. Sometimes you score, sometimes you don't. But it was a positive for Rasmus Højlund today that he didn't score and he still made a difference.
What about in the second half then? Because obviously not too much to talk about in terms of goals, but VAR was involved yet again with Harry Maguire in this decision that did go to VAR. Nico?
Is it Sanadi playing? No, I'm not having it. Like at all. I'm sorry. Sanadi was trying to bait the referee into calling something. Maguire did his thing. Marouane was more concerned about drawing the contact than actually going for the ball.
He's ahead of Maguire. Listen, I've seen stranger things happen. I've seen stranger things happen. And even Casemiro looks at the referee a bit worried there. He's got in front of Maguire. Look, there's hands all over the place.
Stop it, Nigel.
I'm just saying, again, it's down to interpretation.
Even the AR was like...
Maybe in Spain that could be given. Maybe in England it probably won't be given. So it's the interpretation of the game.
Let's play
different
ball.
Cultures and different
all of this.
cultures.
Nige.
He was looking for it.
I know the Prem that you
He was looking for it.
Nige.
Behave.
I'm done with soft penalties. And VAR has inevitably allowed so many soft penalty kicks to be called, like the one in the Spurs Bodo Glimt game. But Nige, let's play ball, mate. Come on. Nige.
He gave you the
Nige, this is football.
Let's play ball, mate.
This is football.
He was looking for it, but listen, I would not have been surprised if it was given.
Let's hear from Ronaldo Maguire, shall we? He's been speaking after the match.
3-0 after the first leg. Was that just a really well-executed first 45 minutes?
Yeah, I think it was. Listen, the first 20 minutes was difficult. The crowd was super loud. The intensity was high. They come after us. We made a few errors. We looked a little bit nervous at times in the first 20 minutes. But I thought the lads grew into the game really well, and we weathered the storm, and we knew we'd get our chances. And, we was really clinical in that first half. So really pleasing to go to Old Trafford. Listen, the tie's not done. We'll be focused. We'll be ready at Old Trafford next Thursday for the second leg. And I'm sure Old Trafford will be like this place.
Well, should we just talk about your positioning lately? Because whether you are centre-back, centre-forward, you're having to go on the right wing today. It was exquisite down there.
Yeah, no, I found myself obviously attacking the back post, and I think Garner passed me the ball, but no, it was nice to do a bit of dribbling out there and obviously putting a great cross. And we had a lot of bodies in the box, so they must have trusted me to get that cross in. So no, it was a nice feeling, and Casa put it in the back of the net. It was a great header in the end.
You won't have seen this because you've just come off, but they're calling you Haradinho on Twitter right now. You've got a new nickname.
Oh, it's brilliant. I'm sure there's a few nicknames out there for me. But no, it's more important the win. It was a clinical first half, a professional second half. We had chances to get the fourth, but we maybe could have played at a little bit bigger tempo, but I think we played really maybe a little bit too safe. But no, it's a great victory in the end. But like I said, another big game on Thursday next week.
Oh, I'm happy for Harry Maguire. We know what he's been through with Manchester United and England over the last couple of seasons. Is he their new best winger, Nigel?
Oh, God.
Better than Anthony was at United.
Oh, gosh, there we go. No, it was great play by him. You see him smiling and everything, and the way he analysed the game is everything correct. You know, he said, listen, this tie isn't over. We've still got to be professional. We know we've got the second leg at Old Trafford. First half, we were clinical. We took our chances. Second half, probably a bit too safe, but we gave a professional performance, which is what you have to do in these double-leg European ties. So everything he said is a great reflection, very honest, and they're looking forward to that second leg.
Nice to see him smile. Has everyone got Manchester United advancing to the final then? Yeah?
And I had Athletic to win it all from the very beginning.
So your bracket's busted.
So did I. My bracket's busted.
Busted
But we're
brackets
still alive,
everywhere.
Pop.
Yes.
Why?
Because I don't...
We both had
Tottenham
Hotspur.
We sure did. And that's what we're going to talk about after the break. A fabulous night all around for the English sides tonight. Spurs, they had a huge win against Bodo Glimt in London. We've got more on that in just a second.
Hey!
I think 3 years in the future, Pete will be very proud of my decision. Look at me grow. Can you hear me now? I sure hope so.
Bombas is a simple idea.
Buy a sock, give a sock. Buy a sock, give a sock.
Exactly, Cookie. Now multiply that by 150 million donations. You bought 150 million of these and these and these. And we donated 150 million of these to people facing homelessness. That's real change, powered by you, making an impact every day in all 50 states. Visit bombas.com and get 20% off your first order.
As much as we wish our cats could text us, they're not quite there yet. Which is why savvy cat parents choose Pretty Litter, the health monitoring cat litter that changes color to tell you what your cat can't. By appearing blue, green, orange, or red, your cat can now communicate potential illness. It's low dust, lightweight, and absorbs odor and moisture into millions of micropores to help keep your home smelling fresh. So until cats can type, make the switch to Pretty Litter. Visit prettylitter.com.
It's on. Your money is now changing hands without actually ever having to change hands. It morphs into bits of data and shoots from your phone to your friend Frankie, who just picked up the brunch bill. Thanks, Frankie. If you can pay anyone, anywhere instantly, your insurance should be able to pay your claims instantly. It's about time insurance does that. Lemonade, changing insurance, starting with everything.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Golasso Show. What a win for Tottenham tonight. Is second season and still a possibility, Charlie. We are on track to find out because it was 3-1 against Bodo Glimt. Why don't you give everybody the rating out of 10 in your best Ange accent that we've had to hear all day?
Yeah, all right, mate. I'm going to give you a shot here. Tottenham played a good game today, but, you know, I look at Bodo Glimt as a proper football club.
All right, I think we've heard enough.
Soccer. All right.
They call it soca.
I think the
pressure got to you. It was better earlier.
Okay, enough.
Right.
He's not going to be allowed to enter Sydney.
Oh, yeah, well, on Twitter, he was requested to do it, maybe in not so nice
Well, I
words.
finished it for you, so there you go.
There you go, pleasing everybody. Bodo Glimt, a glimmer of hope with that goal, though, late in the match, Nigel?
Yeah, it does. It definitely does give them a lifeline in this tie. We talked about how good they are at home. Artificial surface does play a part in that, in the fact of the advantage that they have. And they've been dominant. They've made very easy work of Olympiacos, Lazio at home. So Tottenham still have a lot to play for. The tie is definitely not over. 2 goals is not a massive mountain for Bodo Glimt to climb.
I look at this tie in the first leg. Tottenham had 13 corners. Bodo Glimt had 1. This was a little bit of a missed opportunity. Even though they won 3-1 and they were up 3-0, could they have put this away? Could they have scored a couple more? Because I don't think Bodo Glimt had the right game plan. Without Patrick Berg, you could see something just wasn't right, and they were unraveling. They didn't have an answer for Tottenham, and the lines were too far apart. Tottenham had a real easy time playing between the lines and getting into the attacking half, and Bodo Glimt just didn't have much going forward. Until the end of the game, they got a little bit some momentum. But you could see Tottenham were in the game from the very beginning. Ball watching here from Bodo Glimt, Brennan Johnson, as easy as it comes, 37 seconds into the match.
The fastest goal in Europa League history.
History
this season. Sorry, let me correct myself.
That's tough. That is tough. And
what's the fastest goal in Europa League history?
You know,
11 seconds.
Tottenham gave possession to Bodo Glimt and let them have it in their own half. And so Bodo Glimt had the majority of possession, but they weren't dangerous.
I think for me it was a very interesting game to watch because I felt that Tottenham played to their strength. They went direct when they had to. We're talking about the most athletic and complete team Bodo Glimt have faced in this competition, and Tottenham with that. And like you said, I think Berg plays a big part for Bodo Glimt when he dictates the play. He controls the flow in that midfield area, which they couldn't do today. But the periods when they did keep possession and move that ball well, they were able to create a few chances, but Tottenham were the better side today. There's no denying that or taking away that from Tottenham. But Bodo Glimt getting that goal makes this tie massive still in that second leg.
Can I use something as a reference of Bodo Glimt being down? I'm not going to use the last game or the last tie against Olympiacos, and I'm not going to use the last tie against Lazio because they had to go on the road on both of those games. They were down, and this is the third, right?
Yeah, this is the penalty that we just don't like. Again,
is this too soft?
It's too soft. I understand it. Yes, it's a penalty, but for me, in a modern game, that's just too soft. It's too soft for me. Romero's a tough man, but he plays to it because he knows he gets to the ball first. He acts like his leg's been absolutely hacked off there, but you can't blame Romero because most of the modern players would do that, but I just don't like stop penalties given like that.
How cool was that penalty, by the way?
By the way, he came off injured in this game. It looks like a muscular injury. He was holding his quad, which is definitely a massive concern for Tottenham moving forward.
Whose penalty was better, Bruno or Solanke?
Bruno's is a top penalty taker.
Bruno's, I think, because the keeper goes the complete opposite way.
They're both phenomenal. They're both.
But, I mean, listen, this tie is still alive. This tie, in my opinion, is still very much alive. I think so.
The point that I was trying to make, when Bodo Glimt had to close out a series at home against Twente, they lost by 1 in the first leg away in Enschede. But in the second leg in Norway, they went down 1-0. So they were down by a 2-goal deficit also. And they came back and they scored 3. So